All right, I gotta reiterate, this shit's so damn good. If I paid for this in a restaurant, I would not at all be disappointed and would probably order it again. It's that good. So, and it's quick. It's not like it's an elaborate look. I know I've known plenty of people that are really good cooks. I'm not really what you would consider a good cook. I'm just faking it, right? I kind of, what's it called, faux? I kind of faux cook. So it's really, but you got to try it yourself. Get a pack of those chicken strips. I used 2 packs. That's why I always use 2 packs. You saw me grill them. Same chicken strips I always get. They're breast meat chicken strips from Perdue. They're antibiotic and hormone free, and then I don't know what all the hell else they are, free range, all this other shit, organic, whatever. But lay your strips out on there, put your seasoning on there, a little bit of butter. Not a lot of butter, just take a little bit of butter, put it in the bottom of your pan, or maybe put a piece of tinfoil in the pan first. That's what I do for easier cleanup. And then, because I use disposable pan, right? And then your little tray. Put your little butter down there, put your seasoning. I put my seasoning right on top of the pan, the face of the flooring of the pan. Then I throw my chicken strips in there, put them in there all next to each other, fit them all in there. All right, then I put seasoning on top of that, just Italian seasonings. Put that on top of that. And then I'll put my salsa, some chunky organic salsa. Salsa's a freebie, it's good shit. I put that all over them, throw them in the oven. They stayed in there 350 after the oven warmed up to 350, put them in there. I think they were in there probably 15 minutes. I pulled them out to check them. They weren't completely cooked, but they were starting to get there looking good. I threw them back in another 10 minutes, pulled them out, and then put some Parmesan all over the top of them. Threw them back in there long enough just for the Parmesan cheese to melt really well and make sure the chickens were finished off. And then pulled them out, and they're good to go. And again, the spaghetti it's called Super Green, and it's a vegetable-based spaghetti. Not saying it's totally, completely, 100%, the greatest, healthiest thing you can have for dinner, but for something I can do from start to finish in like a half an hour, the whole meal, it's not a difficult meal. Buy you a French baguette, nice fresh one, maybe slice that up if you're willing to eat a little bread. Put some real butter on there a little bit. Get your steamed bag of broccoli, throw that in the microwave, steam that broccoli up. You steam it 4 or 5 minutes, but if you want it nice and, still want it crispy then, or you still want to, you want to have it crunchy, then you don't want it soggy, then just steam it in there like 3.5 minutes. Then pull the bag out, drain the water out of the bag, punch a hole in it, drain the water out, and you'll have extra broccoli left over. You'll have extra everything left over. You'll have extra this vegetable-based spaghetti. This shit's green. You'll have that left over. It's all good. Then I put it on the plate it up like I did, and maybe sprinkle a little bit more shredded Parmesan on top of it, and chow the hell down. Really, really, really good. Really good. Recommend you try it. All right, so it's almost done. It's looking really good. That's my chicken strips, Perdue. All I have there is I used some Italian seasoning on there, and then I put salsa, chunky salsa, out of a jar. Put some chunky salsa all over it, and now I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan shredded cheese on there and put it back in the oven for a minute. All right, so there it is with a little Parmesan cheese sprinkled and melted on top. I've got broccoli steaming in the microwave. There's my spaghetti, which is actually vegetable spaghetti. I'll show you what it looks like plated up. There it is, all plated up. Got my broccoli, my veggie spaghetti. I got my chicken under here. Parmesan on it. And you can sprinkle some Parmesan on top or whatever you want. Anyway, I think it looks delicious, and I'm getting ready to chow down. So, bon appetit. So once again, restaurant quality from a guy that can barely cook. I gotta say, I'm gonna tell you right now, I like my broccoli kind of crunchy, so I didn't want to leave it in there too long because I like it crunchy, and it's perfect. The chicken is perfect, and this is the thing. You just gotta you gotta be on board. You can't be asleep at the wheel. Oven 350. This chicken I underestimated the time it would actually take to cook. take to cook. It took longer than I expected. Not really, not terribly long, but longer than I expected. So I pulled it out and checked it once and saw where it was and then put it back in, you know. But you don't want to leave it in too long. If you leave it in there too long, if you get lazy and don't pay attention, then it's going to end up dry. You know, I don't like it like that, tough. But you get it out there right on time when it's just ready. It's just fucking, excuse me, just moist. That friggin' salsa imbues it with a little more flavor, a little more juiciness. The pasta, the Super Greens pasta, is incredibly good. This is a hit, man. It's a good meal. Fast, simple, and the whole reason that I'm tooting my horn about all this shit and telling you about this is because I'm not a guy that can really cook. You know what I mean? So if I can do this, if I can learn to do this, I mean, it's just common sense. It's very simple. You can do it yourself, man. You can do it. All right, so I ended up, this is what I had left over. I plated 2 more up. Each one of these has, I think, 4 pieces of chicken in each one. Some broccoli, a little bit of that vegetable-based spaghetti. And, yeah, I sprinkled some Parmesan on top liberally. Because, you know, nothing is as good when you heat it up. So when I heat these up, yeah, they're going to be a little extra cheesy. Look, you don't want all that cheese in your life, don't put all that cheese on there. You don't want to eat all that cheese, don't eat all that cheese. It's not like that's all I eat, you know. And I still have 2 pieces left. So I think that's a win.